In this video, I'll be talking about morals and intentions. Throughout my life, I've had different thoughts on what morality is and what intentions are. I'm going to briefly mention my phases of my thoughts on these topics. Now, through religion, when I was more religious in my younger years, I had a certain sense of morality that was tied towards the religion. Then, as I became older, I started to lean towards just pure spirituality without the religious aspect of it. You could call it New Age, right? A little bit of New Age. I wasn't really too entrenched in New Age. Just normally let my spirituality lead me to where it was supposed to lead me. And so my sense of morality during this phase was that I didn't understand why we needed morality when if you could understand your spirit and soul's intention, why would you need morality? And so when I started to ask this question to myself, the more I asked this question for myself, the more I understood what morality is there for. Now I'm going to start off by saying all souls have good intentions. Before you decided to have a life on earth, you had this pure understanding, pure and clear understanding of your intentions, that you were going to help yourself grow as a soul being, help yourself expand as a soul being, experience peaceful and loving experiences here on earth. You also knew by experiencing joy, happiness, and love and peace through these experiences that you decided to experience here on earth, you understood that that's going to lead other people to also want to experience those experiences, and ultimately um, pushing earth into a state of higher consciousness and a higher state of frequency. However, when you're born on this earth, when you are born into this earth, you have to accept the fact that you are going to forget things as a human being. That's part of the experience. You are going to forget that you are a spirit and a soul living a human experience. And when you forget that you are a soul and a spirit living a human experience, you also forget your intentions. You forget that you have pure intentions in living this experience on earth. You start to realize many other people have forgotten their intentions as well. So it leads to low self worth, which leads to self hatred, which, if you are devaluing yourself within yourself and you have some sort of hatred towards yourself, you're automatically going to have hatred and devalue other people as well. Now, there's going to be moments where, actually, there's every moment of your life where you are led to knowing who you are, knowing that you're a spirit, a soul living a human experience. Now it's all about your awareness. Now, we are first taught about morality through the culture that we were brought up in or the religion that we were brought up in. And it helps us navigate our lives through right and wrong. Sometimes with Earth's current modalities, when I say current modalities, I'm talking about the current cultures and the current religions that exist right now here on Earth. It can be challenging to learn about morality and learning about your soul's intentions. When you learn about yourself through these modalities, religion, and cultures, it can be limiting because your soul is all about expansion and growth. So the more you grow in life through your own journey, the more you outgrow these modalities, these cultures and religions. And it's not to see these things as a negative lens, but it's to understand that These are set boxes that are not meant to hold who you are, who you truly are. Another challenge that helps us learn about ourselves is that Earth is a very diverse planet, diverse in beliefs, cultures, and religion. So when we cannot learn about accepting our differences or our diversity on Earth, what happens is there becomes conflict. You start to learn about your morality that is based on superiority. So what happens is anything outside of your box, you look at it as evil or bad. And this type of morality limits the soul, it limits the spirit. And so when you are ready and you can choose to step outside this illusion, you can start to truly see your heart clearly. You accept the fact that all these modalities are just an experience to help you along your journey to understanding yourself. You start to see that morality is not about right or wrong, right? Morality is just there for you to remind you of who you are. Because along the way, you're going to forget. That's part of the experience of this human life on earth. Sometimes you're going to forget that you are a soul having this human experience. It's not meant for you to compare who has the more right morality, who's more right, who's more good, who is more righteous, who has a more righteous moral code, who has a more righteous moral value. Because you're going to realize that your moral code and moral values don't stay the same, right? Your soul's intentions stays the same, but your moral values, your moral code, your morality changes along the way throughout your journey. So if this is the case, then everybody has a different moral code, moral values. We may share similar moral values, moral codes, but depending on our experience and how we are brought up through our culture or religion, our moral codes and moral values are going to be different. And the more you grow and the more you expand as a soul being, the more your moral codes and moral values are going to change.